Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, my beautiful people. How are you guys doing today? Let's see if the thing is working here. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, we're live. Gold bottom out yesterday, huh? That's what happened. Yes, sir. Looking forward to today's session here, guys. Today is a very special day. We're going to talk about it in a second, but it is episode number 49 of the live day trading stream, the gold daily breakdowns, analysis, education, and trading. I hope you guys are all doing well here. Looking forward to today here. If you are currently working, I wish you a fantastic Friday. I wish you all the best for today. Tomorrow it's weekend. Make sure you enjoy it. But we have some work to do. Looking forward to today's session here. Let me give you guys a big shout out once again to the people in our group. We have the best freaking chat in the world. You know it. I know it. We all know it. So let me do a quick shout out to you guys before we start the stream with a banger and we can end the week strong. Sounds like a plan? All right. Amazing, man. Good to see you, Erika, Damien, Dani, my friend, Alkalida. Thank you, both of you. The same. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Glorious Trader, FX. I see this going long. Great. The tie is turning. The tie is turning. Frontman, good to see you. Philly, good to see you, my friend. Best chat for sure. I agree. The Hunt, Romast, yo, Lorenzo. What's happening, man? Root. Hey, man. How you doing, bro? Daniel. What's up? Jorn. Caspers, Bradley Taylor from Australia. As always, super late in Australia. Still joining the streams. A lot of respect for that here. All right, Thomas, Krusty, Axel, Rod, my friend. Good to see you. Grammatic. Hey, Lorenzo, how about we sweep the Asia highs to go down? We're going to talk about this, my friend. Just Albert Wetz. What's good, my guy? All right. Yeah, man, good to see you. Pricey, the man himself. We have some very important data, things to share with you guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right. Let's make it happen. Let's make it an amazing session today. And absolutely do our absolute best as always. You guys know I'm always willing to give you guys 100% of my energy, 100% of my effort to make sure you have a great, entertaining stream and a good time. All right. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right. Let's make it happen, huh? Okay. Energy. Love you guys. All right, my friends. How are you guys doing today? Looking forward to today's session here. Let's make it happen on a beautiful Friday. We have some amazing news today here. Looking forward to talking about this here. We're gonna absolutely crush it today. Okay, this week has been a really flat week on gold. We're in absolute range. We call it, you guys already know on the streams, the ranges. This is the ranges. We're gonna go over the full breakdown, full analysis. We're gonna make sure that we're getting ready for the next week as well, because the longer this range is, you already know what I'm gonna say, the bigger the breakout is gonna be. The longer the range, the bigger the breakout, the larger the expansion. We're operating in fair value. We need to leave that range as soon as possible. But for now we're in it, okay? Looking forward to it. We're gonna go through everything here. If you guys haven't downloaded my book yet, I wanna learn about the volume profile and everything that you guys are seeing on the screen all the time, then I highly recommend you to just download it for free, learn it, read it, etc. Okay? But for the people that are a little bit more experienced, that have been going through the book already, that have been watching the stream for a while, that have been talking back and forth, that are seeing me using things like the Orderflow or the valuation index, all the tools and all the settings that we use on a day-to-day basis here, all right, to do what we have done best in the last 50 episodes, almost 50. We're gonna have a giveaway, by the way, next Monday. It's gonna be amazing. Then you know what the deal is, okay? We have some amazing news for you guys, all right? Because we are back. We are back, okay? This is the moment. Because I told you all the same a few weeks ago. We launched the first group of 15 people, okay? We see the results. And after those results, only then we move forward, okay? So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna open up the gold hybrid trading system again for another 20 people. Like I said, we're only gonna do this once every 6 weeks, that's it. 15 people, 20 people. The reason why it's 20 people this time is pretty straightforward. We got around 200 applications and only 50 people went through it, okay? So we wanna give at least 5 more spots, but that's pretty much what we're capable of doing. To make sure the quality stays as high as possible here, okay? So this is it, 20 guys, the gold hybrid trading system. You get all my tools, my exact strategy, 6 weeks, hands-on, guided execution with me, a one-on-one call with me, and private live trading sessions as well here, okay? My suggestion is, before you do anything like this, okay, listen to their stories, listen to Ken, listen to Rody, listen to Mahir, listen to Theo, listen to Werner, listen to Taysteen. These are some of the guys from the 15 people that went through the 6 weeks right now with me, okay? It's already 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. It's crazy how fast time flies here. But anyways, go through it and then make your application and make sure that if you fill in the application and you're serious about it, okay, that you can actually apply. It will take around 6 minutes, but you have to do your best to fill it in, okay? No basic answers or questions. You have to at least put in some work so you stand out. We can actually review your application properly, okay? 20 people, I'm gonna give them all the settings, all the tools, the strategy, the complete blueprint, the framework, the slides, the lectures, the trades, you name it. It's all gonna be in there, but only for the guys who are willing to commit fully. And most importantly, guys who actually understand what we are already doing here. So if you're new, my suggestion is to not apply, okay? My suggestion is to simply, go to the live streams again, read the book, study it, etc. This is for the people who are here for a while, who have been consistent, who understands my vision, who know me a little bit right now. and want to move forward on that. Okay? 20 people. That's it. All right? My honest opinion, okay, and this is the real question for you. I've been trading live every single day for years, okay? The good and the bad ones. You've seen it all. So you should ask yourself honestly, do you want to go with another guru, another course, another signal group? Or are you actually ready to understand what trading actually means, right? The whole picture. You probably already know the answer, okay? So the link is in the description right now. I'm gonna drop it one more time right here. App mentor for 20 people. There we go. Or click in the description right here, all right? You can click on the link right there. It will lead you to the website. You can go to the testimonials of the first group, all right? Actual context, and then we can go from there, okay? 20 people, that's it. Let's move on with the charts. Let's go. Let's do our analysis right now. Let's go further. And let's actually see what we can do here, because we are still in a range and we have a buying zone in mind right now at the moment here. So let's see what we can do, okay? First of all, let's go actually a bit deeper into the dollar right now, because you probably have seen what the dollar has been doing lately. Pretty much nothing, okay? Pretty much nothing, all right? We have been ranging pretty much the whole week here on the dollar right now. We are ranging in that resistance, okay? We talked about that resistance of the dollar already for the past couple of days, pretty much the whole week, okay? And we're still below that same old level at the 99.5, and we haven't broken it, okay? So this is pretty much what gold is doing right now, guys. It is pretty straightforward. We are operating at major weekly support. We have it in a flat range, but we haven't seen any major moves yet. All the stuff that we've been talking about in this week, that messed up week with all that news and all the stuff, okay? Sometimes it happens. We're still pretty much in the range, okay? So that is that at the beginning. We're almost at the end of May right now. We're gonna potentially see the breakout very, very soon. And what we need to get ready, okay? You can actually see right now on the 12-hour time frame that we're simply consistently holding above that 12-hour demand zone right here, okay? This is part of what we do, right? We look at the higher time frame supply and demand. Then we go to the lower time frame, volume profile, order flow, you name it, all that stuff here. So when people were talking about, you know, yesterday, especially the day before when we were streaming live, right? Everyone was bearish. But look at that. We haven't been able to close below that demand zone. We've been constantly bouncing from that zone, okay? We're constantly seeing the rally here. We broke out slightly higher than the previous candle here. We have that base, and we've been constantly holding up in that base at that major support right there, okay? At the same time, the order flow on the higher time frame is also showing all these trapped sellers, okay? Remember we talked about, guys? Let me know in the chat if you guys were actually paying attention right there, okay? Let me see if you guys are... let me put something else on, by the way. Let me just quickly do it. There we go. A little bit more chill. Okay, you can see this level right here, right? This was that major area of trapped sellers that we talked about yesterday, okay? And this is where we tapped into yesterday, and we had to trade this yesterday. So we were looking for a bounce along, and the second one, but it was one big choppy session for the New York. But you could see that indeed that zone right here that we talked about yesterday actually held really well right there, okay? And this is not a surprise, okay? The reason why this is not a surprise is because these trapped sellers in that 4-hour candle that we talked about on gold, okay, had so much volume right there that usually what happens when you pull back, that these sellers will step out. It creates a lot of buying pressure, okay? And at this current moment, we see another candle from yesterday, 30,000 contracts right here, and another area of trapped sellers. Do you see that? That red box? Let me make sure that you see it one more time so you understand what I mean here, okay? But that red box is a serious zone that we cannot neglect, because look at these trapped sellers and look at, once again, how we have been holding above that same level, okay? All that makes sense right here. So we are in support, guys. That's it. We are in support on gold right now. And yes, I understand that the market is bearish. The trend has been coming down internally. We've been trending, but we are now at major critical levels, major level support here on gold at this current moment right now. So it's very important to pay attention to higher time frame support and not necessarily neglect it, okay? If we are in it, in my opinion, okay? Let's take this back to the 50-minute time frame and let's actually go through it one more time here. Let's actually go through it one more time. We take the fixed range volume profile right around there, okay? We take it from the left all the way down to the right, okay? Why to the right? Because this is the whole week, and we have been pretty much flat inside of this whole week, guys, right now at this current moment here, okay? So this is the Monday, right here. The Monday was the high, then the Tuesday broke the highs, and it swept actually the daily highs of the previous day, and then it created the low, and then Wednesday swept the Tuesday lows, and then we created a triple bottom. We had that major news with that major volume, and ever since then, we talked about the trapped sellers here, okay? And we're now talking about the trapped sellers there, okay? So these are our two zones right now that we have to take in consideration, but inside of the range itself, we have been pretty much flat, okay? Are we super bullish? We are not super bullish yet at all because we're still operating below this level right here. That is the point of control, right? Of the current week, right around there. The point of control of the current week, you can actually see this right here, the 4542. And you can see that we haven't broken above that yet. We haven't properly closed above the point of control yet with a lot of conviction. Okay, that would change the game. That could lead into breakouts. The moment we close above the point of control, that could lead into that follow through that people are looking for. But we haven't yet. We are simply operating in higher time frame support, but we haven't been able to break above the point of control yet, which is the area where this week the most volume has been traded. So we're kind of neutral. We're very balanced today, again, because of this weekly range. Same for the dollar, right? Look at the dollar. The dollar has been pretty much flat the whole week in that resistance right here, okay? Pretty much flat at this current moment. So what we're waiting for is a major breakout, right? A bigger squeeze or anything in that matter that actually shows us some direction. But for now, you can actually see that we are pretty much right here. So there is one more level. If we drop right now that I'm looking at, because we're pretty much at the range. Now I want to see a couple of confluences that come, right, according to my process. And that is the current weekly value area low right here, okay? We have the value area low right there. We have the value area high right there, okay? And in between the value area low and the value area high, we have the most volume traded, okay? So this is where the most volume has been traded. And this is where we are operating. We're right in the middle of all that volume. All the trades is executed this trading week, okay? So we have now a total amount of contracts traded this week. Let me see. How many contracts have we traded this week so far on gold? Let's see if it loads. 482,000 contracts, okay? 482,000. That is actually kind of neutral. Nothing crazy, nothing like outstanding, okay? But yeah, what you can see is that all these contracts, 70% of those contracts are executed inside of this box, inside of this range. Okay, that's the value area. That's where price found fair value. So now we have our value area low. That's the bottom of that fair value. That could act as some support right there, okay? Underneath, we have something else here. Let me know if you guys can see it. Let me know if you guys can see it right there. I'm gonna scroll down. Right there, let me know. Oh shit, I already showed you now. By accident. Yeah, well, you know what I mean, okay? The low value node, right there, okay? So that is what we're seeing right now here on gold, okay? At this current moment, you can actually see this right there, okay? And price indeed reacted from this yesterday. So when we were trying to short it, okay, or long it yesterday here, when everyone was bearish, right? Everyone was super bearish yesterday. Everyone also, a lot of people in the chat were also relatively bearish, I would say. Not everyone, okay? Not everyone. Some people were actually bullish. But we actually held this level very well. And the only difference was, though, yesterday was this session right here. This was yesterday's session, okay? Wicks on both sides, no clear direction, okay? Yes, we were at support, but look at all those wicks on either side yesterday. Yesterday was pretty much the only thing that we could do. So the only thing that we could do yesterday was getting a quick win, a quick TP1, one break-even trade, one TP1, and that's pretty much it. If we held onto the trade, then it would have been a continuation play by the end of the session. Super late, by the way, for that exact follow-through. But that means right now, at least, if we can pull back a little bit, okay, towards, in my opinion, this level, okay, the 4498, that would be an area where I would definitely look for buys again, okay? We might come down a little bit more lower, take out some of the lows, but potentially then look for, you know, some follow through, some bounce, some reaction, somewhere around this area, okay? Let the market prove that we're bearish, and the only way to prove the market to be bearish is to close, in my opinion, below this level right here, and that is those trapped sellers, okay? That is the level that we want to close below if we want to become quote-unquote bearish, okay? Really want to close below this, and I'm talking specifically about like a 4-hour candle. Actually, we need to close below this area right here, okay? In my opinion, it should be below the 4485 on the 4-hour. If we can close below that, I think this will then turn into resistance. Big chance we could then get rejected, and then sellers are back in control, and we could look for the continuation back down again, okay? That is the overall idea if gold would actually break down, but that would mean a higher time frame, you know, closure right around there, okay? All that makes sense, my friends, right there. Anyways, this is what I'm looking for here. I'm actually planning also to take a trade on my other account, my MetaTrader account as well here. Let's see what happens if we can get down there as well, okay? We're gonna give it a try. So I'm gonna actually see what I can do here, okay? Maybe I'm gonna take it, maybe not. It depends on what the market will do, how much volume there is, if there's a lot of news or not. If there is a lot of news, I will avoid trading large today, right? I will avoid trading on, let's say, a larger account right here, okay? I would avoid doing that, but if the market is relatively stable, yeah, then I'm definitely going to do it, man. Then I'm definitely going to see what we can do from that perspective. Maybe take some trades back on my old account. You guys probably already noticed, but like before I did the futures and stuff on YouTube, right, with you guys, the only reason why I'm using futures is because I can show you the order flow, okay? Because it's the exact same level. But I've been trading Forex, of course, for years. You guys probably already know this. I actually started out in Forex before I moved, you know, before I moved further, I would say. But I hope that makes sense. Anyways, let me know if you guys agree here with gold here. Potentially seeing if you could come potentially down towards the value low, then look for buys, then maybe go up, take out, let's say, the London highs, or sorry, the Asian highs, something in that direction with some volume here. That would actually be very, very nice if that's the case. So let me know what you guys think, okay? But that's something I'll be willing to look for if you can actually get there, okay? Something like that. Something around this area would be beautiful if you can get there, okay? Let's see what the chat's saying here. Albert, I applied earlier this morning. Hopefully I get in. That's amazing, my friend Albert. Well, let's see, man. Looking forward to host you again. I've seen you in the chat all the time. So that is incredible to hear, okay? And to see, because you have been there every day. I recognize your name. I shout you out every single day. I see you every day. So yeah, man. Albert. Looking forward to see what happens there, okay? So yes, 20 people here today, guys. That's it, 20 spots, one system. Are you one of them? You learn my exact strategy. You get access to, of course, all the tools as well. The whole toolkit and all the settings of everything. Because if you open up the order flow, there are so many different settings. You don't know what to choose. I've spent months trying to optimize this properly. And now everyone in my group uses the exact same settings right here. So everyone in the 15 uses the exact same settings in the order flow as well here. They've been working. They've been absolutely grinding. They've been absolutely working. I'm very proud of them, by the way. They've been doing their absolute best to put in all the work and effort and to go through, of course, all the order flow as well, all the tools, the validation, you name it. So yes, first we had 15 people, now we have 20 because we got so many applications. Go through the testimonials of these people, the first 15. We have Ken, what a G, Rody, big shout out to you, my friend Rody. Where are you? You're constantly trading in the chat. It's awesome to see, man. People putting in the work. I'm very proud. I'm actually super happy right now because I see them putting in the work. I see them getting the results they want. And yeah, man. Hopefully gold can come down right now a little bit more. What do you guys think? I think the value low makes a lot of sense because we have been bouncing from the zone beforehand. We have been building up some range here, but New York is legendary for its sweeps lately, especially during the New York session right now as well here, right? That's something that we cannot neglect right here, okay? That is something that we cannot neglect. How can I apply? You can apply by clicking on this link right here. Okay, it will lead you to the website. You go and apply for your spot right here. It takes around 6 minutes. But please, there's one thing I can say. Don't apply if you are new to this channel. And you don't really understand, at all what we're doing here. Okay, I hope you kind of know me already a little bit, all right? And you understand what we're doing here on the streams as well. Maybe you've read my book, things like that, okay? That would just be better. It is for beginners. Apparently it is. I thought it was not really for beginners. It was more of an intermediate or an advanced type of system. But there were some beginners that actually are doing it very well. So it all depends on your work ethic, of course. Yes. Absolutely. Since when are you trading on MetaTrader again? I mean, I've always have traded on it. Okay, you guys know already. Like, I've only traded Forex. I did probably 300 or more Forex live streams. So that's actually how I actually started. Okay, that's actually how I started trading Forex. But the futures thing is actually very nice. I really like it. I actually really enjoy futures now. And in the future, haha, I might actually be flipping completely to futures, completely 100%. I actually really like it. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to do here. Craig says 4-5-11 has held quite well so far. But yeah, New York can take it out at any point. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see if you have some news today as well, right? Yeah. Why are you not taking shorts? All of the rules are checked. No, they're not really, because we're undervalued against the dollar right now. We have not really a confirmation from anything else. The dollar is not really looking super strong at the moment as well. So we have a couple of layers. We also are above a major zone. So I think it's pretty... It looks like I'm only looking for longs, by the way, like I'm only longing. But the reality is that, the reality is simple. Right now, we are in higher time frame support, right? And this is why we actually bounced from it yesterday. When we were pretty bullish yesterday. But it was just a very chop session. Yeah. Let's see if you have some news, actually. Do we have some news? Yeah, it's all about news right now. You guys know it. Yeah. Yo, it was the CME play today. The CME play. Where is the CME? It was just really flat today, to be honest. Yeah, a little bit of an internal C. Not really. It's just a flat range, man. Maybe this becomes it, though. That's what I'm actually looking for. Maybe this becomes the range, the manipulation, and then boom. Some sort of follow-through, right? Some sort of follow-through, some sort of continuation. Something like that. Let's see. Yeah. Will still be on Monday with the New York session being closed? I think that Monday is, let me actually confirm this. We will be doing the 50th episode. So yeah, it will be an interesting one here. Yeah, we have indeed a bank holiday. We indeed have a bank holiday on a Monday. That is true. That is absolutely true. Okay. But, what if you just do like an educational session or something on a Monday? What about an educational session or something like that? you know, why not, actually? For the people that are ready to learn, of course, that are really willing to step in here, do a little bit of an introduction to what we're doing here. Go a little bit deeper. Okay. Yeah. So right now, gold is actually just in the range. If you can break down here with some volume, I would love to see this the flush or whatever. And then to the Asian, what is it? Asian highs. Yeah, I mean the London highs. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was pretty wild, right? Eventually, though. Like, look at the Asian session was pretty much taken out. We pulled back into the point of control. Yesterday, we broke down aggressively, right? We tapped into our major support where we wanted to buy. Okay. We actually had a limit order at 97, right? And then we changed it to 503. And yeah, since then, we actually came up. And we took out the London high super aggressively late at night for myself. So I was already sleeping at that time, okay? Or almost sleeping, close to sleeping. But yeah, that's what happened. Today, it's more flat, okay? London low is not taken out. The Asian low is not taken out. It is all open. So can we take that out? Can we actually react and bounce from support here and then make some follow through towards the highs and stay within the range, of course, you know, at higher time frame support. Just the basic sweeps, I would say, today. Let's see. Yeah. Tahir says, I'm here for 30 straight days. Ah, that's amazing to hear that. Tahir? Let me write your name down, by the way, Tahir. I actually have a list. I write some names down from people in the chat that I see a lot. I'm going to add Tahir to that list. Tahir 5357. There we go. Yeah, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to the chat, to the people in the chat that are here consistently. Yes. Yeah, we write them down. You're getting watched. You are getting watched. Give me 1 second. I even win the book. Yes, it's on the way. Garen Gun. I really love your volume and order flow concept, and I would be very much love to learn it. Amazing, my friend. Yes, we are doing our best. We're doing the best. Even in the craziest market conditions, we're showing up, right? You know what? When the market is flat like that, when you have a weekly range, there are still some opportunities, but you just cannot be too greedy, clearly. Right? Unless the range really breaks out and it's actually a major difference. Actually a major difference, okay? A breakout, an expansion, or just a flat weekly range on the dollar. We're waiting for some either big news that causes the market to shake up again, or yeah, some consistent volume, pretty much, right? Some consistent volume, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. But yeah. Rami says, hey Lorenzo, I don't know if you received my earlier question about what happened to the Telegram LTA group. Did you get out of it? Yes, that's but already been a long time ago right now. Other guys took over that Telegram group, and yeah, it's a long story, but everyone in the group has been doing apparently really well, and there's still constant value shared there as well. So everything is good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that to be honest, I think that the New York Stock Exchange will shake some things up here. Okay. I think it's going to be a little bit slower until the actual New York stock market opens up today on a Friday. I think this is when the major volume will actually come in. So yeah, most likely, you know how it usually goes, right? We start to recognize patterns a little bit right now in the market. Okay. We start to recognize some patterns in the market where you see that every 30 minutes before the open of the London session, the Asia session, check it out for a second, and suddenly an increase of volume comes into the market, like a spike of volume. 30 minutes before the open or something like that, okay? Check it out, retest it or something. Very interesting, okay? At the same time, it's roughly speaking around 15 minutes before the New York Stock Exchange opens up. So I think we're gonna see some volume again very, very soon. I mean, this is just now, only this week, right? That I've noticed this. Not saying that this is always happening, but yeah, you get the point. You get the point. We might see some volume around the New York Stock Exchange, or right before that. Radek says, I've been here since April 21st. Only missed last Monday session due to heavy fever. I admire your educational skills, learn a lot. Amazing. Radek, you are on the list too. Yeah, you are on the list, Radek. You are on the list. Yeah. Why do I do that? I just like to put a list. I like to make a list of names for people who are in the chat all the time. I think that's awesome. Hi Lorenzo, I'm getting tired of trading for a living. What investments can I do to get passive income to stop trading? I'm so done, not exciting anymore. It's a good question. There are a lot of things you could do actually. You know what you should do? You should buy the 10-year yield. You should buy the US bonds. Because they want the dollar to be stronger, clearly. No, I'm joking. There are a lot of things you can do. I'm not here to give you any real investment advice. Okay, I'm a trader. I'm not a professional investor. Okay, so I'm very careful with what I say and do. Okay, in regards to investing, because I know that everything takes time. And when it comes down to investing, I think the best thing to do is just to buy something and don't look at it for 5 years and see where you stand with that. Okay, you can buy some good companies though that are doing very well and get paid a dividend if you have the capital for it. Okay, they at least have some utility behind your investment. But yeah, that's not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Yeah. I got your email to apply for the spaces. See if the lucky dip of 20 happens for a spot. Yeah, people say, oh yeah, no, last time, 200 applications, 50 people, that's like a marketing stunt. No, it's actually true. And I made a big mistake last time because there were too many applications and I had only one person. I had only one person to go through it. And because I just didn't expect that many people to come in. But now I'm prepared, actually prepared, but still. I don't want to really do more than 20. That's the absolute max. Anything more than 20 is just not doable for me personally, because I'm going to go on a one-on-one call with everyone, okay? I cannot do 50 one-on-one calls. Like, I would go crazy, right? So this is the absolute max in terms of the one-on-one. And also for the private live trading sessions as well, right? I want to keep it small during that process as well here. And then after people are graduated, people are actually done, okay? Yeah, then they can go and meet the other guys that you see here. They already went through the process now. They're very close to finishing, right? They have a couple more things to do. But with that, you can actually then see them and trade with them as well on a consistent basis inside our group. So the process works as follows. I've learned a lot over the last couple of years in terms of community building. There are a lot of things that I've learned. And one thing I've learned is how to build a good community and how to do it properly. And that is slow and steady. Quality over quantity, slow and steady. Make people actually, just make sure that you know who's getting into your group. That's it, okay? It just makes all the difference for the people inside the group. And also while we're doing and working with them, right? So, yeah, this is your chance to sign up. You can click on this link right here. You apply for your spot. It takes around, I think, 6 minutes to go through it. But put in some work and effort, man. Because we look at it, and if you just say yes, no, maybe, better trader, what is your biggest thing? FOMO. Yeah, this is not really something that we're interested in. We're looking for people who are actually willing to explain who they are properly. Because this is how you differentiate yourself within the process. Okay? If you already applied last time and you didn't go through it, then do it again. Because they're all reset right now. Okay, they're all reset for this group here. So, yeah. A couple days, I think, and then we'll be back just with the rest here. And if you're new, then don't sign up at all. Just watch the live streams on a daily basis with me and enjoy the free education, I would say, right? So yeah, I've been actually mainly trading futures, to be honest, right now. Yeah, but so this is what I'm trying to do right now, just so you understand why I'm still a MetaTrader. I was a Forex trader before. I have, of course, an account, I have multiple accounts, etc. But the difference right now is that because gold is in higher time frame support, we are in a major higher time frame level. This is where I believe the opportunities can come in for potential trades that you can hold on to a little bit longer, okay? But that is the main incentive and reason why I'm waiting right now to see if I can get into an opportunity on gold where I could potentially hold the trade a bit longer, okay? That's the overall idea here, and to see if it's possible for us to get into something, okay? Specifically around, I don't know, the bottom. Let's see. If the opportunity is there, if not, then we'll just continue, but I probably will transition completely to futures in the near future. I really think so. What is the difference between futures and spot price? Right now it's 522 on futures, and it is 521 on spot. It's so close right now, guys. It is literally less than a point difference, if I'm correct. No, it's 1 point difference right now. It's crazy. We're balancing out, okay? The deleveraging has begun. Yeah, man. So it's the same price. Gold spot here and gold futures there. It's pretty much the same price right now. I mean, it's 1 point difference. The futures trade 1 point higher. Okay? How much does your trading setup cost? I mean, I have the Samsung Odyssey G9 Neo. That's it. Nothing too fancy. I mean, it's a nice screen, but it's one big screen. That's it. One big screen, right? As Trump would say, one big, beautiful screen. It's because this contract is ending. Regardless if the contract is ending, I mean, the last time when the contract was ending, there was a 30-point gap between the spot price and the futures price. Because we were trading in such a premium at the time. Okay. Yeah, gold's already holding up quite well in this range. And the reason why is because of this BIS factor. But if you look here on the 1 hour right now, okay, let's see if you can actually... we will close this hourly candle right now. We still close below. Ooh, look at the volume here. Always so insane how the volume comes in the last second. Do you see that? Every time. The volume comes in the last second. Okay, it's 9. Watch volume coming in right now. It happened exactly at the London session. So usually 3 a.m. EST, London session opens up, right? 2:30, boom, volume comes in. Let's actually see if I can show you this right now, okay? Huge spike or huge push below, like an hour before, a huge push below and then a reversal. Asian session was very similar, okay? Let's see if 9 right now, 30 minutes before, let's say the New York Stock Exchange open, if we will be indeed squeeze or see some volume coming in. Where do you pay tax? I pay tax in Indonesia. Sort of. All right, we're pushing down. This is the open of the new hourly candle. And yeah, we're still flat, guys. That's it. We're still flat as it can be. You guys know how we call this? The ranges. So sweep. Give us a sweeper today. Give us a sweeper so we can make a move. Is your accent like a Boston accent or something? No, it's not a Boston accent. It's a Dutch accent. It's a Dutch Italian accent. It's a weird accent. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, unfortunately, we have to deal with it. Okay. Any plans for the weekend, my G's? What are you guys gonna do today, tomorrow? What are the goals, the plans? Because I know a lot of you guys are working, because I get these messages all the time. A lot of you guys are actually working, putting in the work consistently, and then listening to the streams and stuff. So any plans for the weekend? Hassan says, my family's traveling to Rotterdam tomorrow. That's where I'm from, originally. Nilam trades. We got a heat wave here in London. Enjoy the weather. Okay, nice, Nilam. It's good. It's nice. It's warm. Can you show me the volume profile? Yes. So this is the one that we're using right now. We are looking at the current weekly range because we're in the current weekly range, right? So we have another indicator. It's called the Limitless LTA Concept Session Breaks. Right here. Okay. And it shows you the Monday. But if you don't want the indicator, you can also do this. Okay, you go to settings. You go to events. You click on session breaks. And then you have the open and close right here of each trading day, okay? So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you know it's exactly perfect. The open and close, okay? And then you use a tool called the volume profile. You click on that. You go from the left to the right. From the Monday till now. And then you see all the data, okay? Now, the most volume has been traded here, in this area right here. We are trading below that, okay? So in order for us to be really bullish, right, we need to break above that. And that could, in most cases, with a higher chance, lead in continuation because you break above a lot of volume, right? Where a lot of volume has been traded. So that means that buyers took control here, okay? But the best entries are gonna be on the lower side of the range, right? So if we can get into the lows and price then tries to push up higher, you can already manage the trade really well. You can already get in and out quickly. You have better ways of managing the trade. Okay, but if you then break above it, yeah, then you're in the best possible, I would say, position, right? At the bottom of the range, etc., for a breakout, okay? If we break out, it's pretty obvious that you want to look for continuation longs too, pretty much, okay? Why then not shorting? Well, there's not just that. We have also some other layers to it that we're looking for. But I see price coming down. I see price coming down potentially today. Let's see what happens. I don't know. And then we'll look to see if we can find that support again after going for the lows and then potentially reacting from it again. Okay? Because we are in higher time frame support. And also the dollar. The dollar has been flat. Absolutely flat, flat, flat. Let me remove this for a second. And yeah, this is the dollar this week, guys. So if you guys had a hard time this week in general trading, maybe you absolutely crushed it. This was the dollar this week. Okay. So yeah, sometimes you have these weeks where we're doing not much. We're just in a range and not in an actual range like this. No, an actual compressed range. An actual compressed range like you see on gold as well here, right? Very compressed range this week. Yeah. Let's see what the red is going to do here. We have... let's see the chat. Trading through the weekend, Candy Boy. Okay, you're trading crypto or what? Chris says, I'm gonna hang out with the wifey and the little boy. Best plan ever. Stank, going to play billiard. Nice. I'm so bad at pool or billiard, sorry. I don't know if that's... Is it bad if I say pool? It's probably bad if I say that. I don't think that billiarders would accept that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that great at that yet. Maybe I will in the future. King Tano, hey, late to the stream today, was eating potato dumplings. Nice, enjoy. All right. Lorenzo, are you building your team? I do marketing, AI, infrastructure, web design. Yo, my man, that's a good request. But I have George. Okay. George is my best employee. Okay. He's actually right there. You cannot see him right now. Okay. You cannot see him, but he's actually there. It's a small box, a black box. That's George. He's always ready whenever you need him. Okay. Yeah, Georgie. He's running on Opus 4.7. All right, let's focus. Let's pay attention to the dollar. Dollar is, I think, has to come down a little bit right now. Yes, dollar's tanking. Look at that. Dollar is breaking down right now at the moment. Gold is not necessarily really aggressively pushing yet. But yeah, at least the dollar is looking weaker. So if we break out, then yeah, it's a different story. We're going to see the potential CRC play instead. Do you trade funded or trade live? I mean, I trade so many different things. I need to prioritize right now, okay? That's what I need to do. I need to start prioritizing something. I'm going to move fully to futures, okay, in the future. But I trade funded accounts here. I trade my MetaTrader 5. What else? I have my futures account, of course. Like I have many different accounts of trading right now, and I'm still kind of thinking what I want to do in the future. What do I want to do in the future? Will I just fully transition to futures, or will I stay trading CFDs as well? All right, the dollar is getting absolutely smoked. And again, what did I tell you guys? Right before, right? Around 9:10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the New York Stock Exchange opens up, something happens. And then the New York Stock Exchange actually opens up, and then what, right? Then the actual move comes. You don't know if it's the continuation or if it's the manipulation or whatever the case may be. Right now, looking at the order flow, you cannot see a lot because you're just flat. Okay, inside the range. The higher time frame looks pretty good though. The higher time frame looks pretty strong. Yeah, lower time frame is just showing a lot of absorption right now from sellers. Sellers are getting absorbed. Buyers are taking back that control. But there are no, in my opinion, really clear setups at the moment. It's probably some news. Okay, yeah, could be. Oh yeah, you're right. Qatar has sent a negotiation team to Tehran in coordination with the US. to help secure a deal to end the Iran war. Okay, yeah. Do you pay taxes in Holland? Nope. No taxes in the Netherlands. I immigrated officially from the Netherlands in 2020. So it's now 2026. I can't believe it's been that long, but yes. I've been immigrated, or how do you say it? Immigration? Immigrated. Is that the word in English? Immigrated? No, immigrated is coming in. Emigrated. Geëmigreerd is the Dutch word for it. But it means that I have literally nothing to do with the Netherlands anymore. I just have a Dutch passport and that's it. Migrated, so. Sorry for that, yes. Yes, migrated. Yeah. What do you use for news? The platform I use just my Topstep accounts because you have financial juice in there. But if you want to have it, I think it's called financial juice. Okay. Yeah. I think it's called financial juice. Yo, Lorenzo, where's Thomas? Thomas is in the chat. Shout out to Thomas. Very good. Lorenzo, do you follow Formula One? Yes, I do. I love Formula One, of course. It's the biggest sport in the world. Yes, I love it. It's a bit of a boring start, to be honest. Not gonna lie, it will get more exciting, I guess, in the future. But for now, it's a bit slow. I've been actually watching the GTS racing, which is actually super sick. It's super sick. It's so nice. Yeah, so the dollar, so this is kind of a warning signal right now, in my opinion, right? Look at the dollar dropping so hard right now. And gold is not breaking, it's flat. It's just ranging, okay? So either the dollar just keeps dropping or we're waiting for the push before the New York Stock Exchange open, which is around 13 minutes from now, right? And yeah, until then, staying in the range. But if we break above the red line, okay, and we can actually close above that, then that's considered really, really, really bullish for gold for the rest of the session, in my opinion. So anything above this high is really, really bullish for continuation as well. Anything inside of this range is, I think, where we're going to see a lot of manipulation or possible manipulation moves, right? Like a push down or like a reversal and then a push up or whatever, something in that manner. Because the dollar is now finding its support as well. And the open is very soon. And this was again, right, news related, right? This move down. So And it's interesting because usually when the dollar drops this much, gold just shoots up. So we're really anticipating potential move here. Yes. Who has been using the order flow, by the way? Anyone in the chat has been trying? I'm not a promoter of exit charts in any way, shape, or form, by the way, but I really think the platform is really, really freaking good. It's really smooth. I like the aggressive buyers Fabio uses on the NQ. Yeah, for the NQ, it's extremely useful as well, by the way. On gold, I have noticed it's not as beneficial as on the NQ. I prefer to simply utilize the high volume clusters. Bekaya says Trump released a video shooting down a UFO. What? I'm very impressed with you guys in the chat, to be honest. I've seen many chats. And you guys have actually some knowledge, some skill sets, some experience. So it's awesome to see that, you know, we're attracting the guys that are here with some experience as well, which I really like. And even sometimes they completely trade similar, but not the same. But they're still here. They're still here tuning in and listening and having fun and, you know, giving good feedback. So that's really awesome to see. Yeah, so that move from the dollar to the downside, also on oil, by the way, it's probably oil the same thing, right? Look at oil. Same move on oil right now. Oil is actually dropping pretty hard in general. Oil is definitely weakening. But, you know, look at oil indeed. This is an interesting candle and also an interesting closure soon on the 4 hour. If this closes in 4 hours, then that's actually very bearish for oil. This will close in 38 minutes. This 4 hour candle. So that will be interesting to watch. But it didn't really do much for gold. I mean, it did do something. I mean, look at this high and look at this low. It's the same high and the same low, right? If you literally flip the chart on oil right now, okay? Looks pretty similar to me. Look at gold. Look at gold, look at oil. Look at the drop. Look at the drop, look at that support, look at that squeeze. And then look at that reaction right here. But the difference between oil and gold right now, if you would invert oil, this is oil inverted, right? This is oil inverted. It looks exactly like gold, but the only difference is oil is pushing up here and gold is not pushing up. You see that? So now let's get oil back to it's not being inverted. There we go. But you can see how similar it is to the gold chart, right? So how important it actually is to pay attention to oil, because it's not about them moving simultaneously all the time. Sometimes oil does one thing and gold follows up later. So oil goes first and then 3 minutes later, gold follows, right? Sometimes this happens too. So it's very important to pay attention to it because you could get some signals before the actual move on gold happens. And that makes it very interesting to watch. Lorenzo, are you still into boxing? I am definitely into boxing, but I'm dealing with a lower back injury. Okay, so it's extremely annoying training when you have lower back issues, pretty much. Okay, so I've been going to the gym, and I've been stretching a lot and going to the gym and lifting a lot of weights and stretching a lot to just get back on and to fix my lower back, man. Okay. So yeah, once that's done, I will be going back to boxing for sure. But yeah, unfortunately, this is something I'm dealing with right now. You see? The moment I hit my 30, the moment I became 30, boom, lower back issues. Yeah, at least I have my hair, okay? I got my hair. All right? It's all good, man. I can blow my account. I can lose my account if I want to. Everything. But I cannot lose my hair. I cannot afford to lose my hair. Okay? Anything. Anything. But not that. Okay? Anything. Yeah, that's what I mean. We have the open very soon now. Oil is holding that support here. We had that huge push down. Gold didn't really care. Should we try? Like, in my opinion right now, I'm looking at this one right here. Let's also take yesterday's. I'm so curious to see if we could come up here, okay, to the 40s, and oil is still holding up now, and it's just holding above the support. Yeah, I think there is a chance that gold will come down because I don't see what the catalyst will be for gold to come up right now. Like, I don't know. Oil dropped hard. Gold didn't do nothing. Okay. It looks a little bit bearish right now in the short term. But it's 4 minutes before the New York Stock Exchange opens up. Why almost every man, Victoria, this is Victoria, so this is a woman. She says, why almost every man is scared to lose the hair? Well, I'll explain this, Victoria. Let me explain this in detail, okay? This shit goes gradually, all right? It goes gradually, and you see it around your friends. So imagine you being a guy, okay? And you have a group of friends, all right? And when you were hanging around with them, you were chilling with them all the time, they had a bunch of big fat hair, okay? And then every year you see them again, they have a little bit less hair on their head. And a little bit less there, and a gap there, okay? A big imbalance there. And it starts to go exponential. It's compounding, okay? Now that shit freaks you out. And then you think, am I next? Am I next? And you look in the mirror, you're like, yeah, I see something. I start to see it too, slightly. And then you use an app on your phone, okay? Use an app on your phone to look at your hair, but you without hair. And you can actually make a picture with AI and then see how you would look without hair. Yeah, well, you don't want to see me without hair, okay? I can guarantee that one. Anyways, enough hair. Back to the charts. Oil's holding up quite well. We have 2 minutes left for the New York Stock Exchange to open up. So this is actually what we're waiting for. Okay, I'm just waiting for the open right now. See if the volume comes in, etc. Right, that's what we're waiting for. 2 minutes. Jun says, yesterday's trade was amazing. Wow, yeah, if you held the trade, then it was amazing. Yeah. If you held onto the trade from yesterday, right here, it was amazing. Yeah, but it was an absolute mess here during the live stream. So yeah, I entered there, got out of break even, squeezed out because of the news. And then here it was just another trade. And then we had our TP here. And then it came back. And then I ended the stream, and then I think 2 hours later, the real move actually happened here. But I was already sleeping. But yeah, if you held the trade, then yes. Then you had an amazing trade yesterday. Because everyone was bearish. Okay, let's go. Open. Any volume, guys, today? Let's see. Yalla says, bro, I was so surprised. It was my first time on your channel and I loved everything about it. Although I wasn't expecting it, but today I came again because I can see you are amazing. I'm sticking with you. My man, Yalla. Yalla. All right. I love that. I love that energy. I might add you to my list soon. Let's see. I might add you to my list, my notes. Okay. That would be nice. All right. Oil is flat. Dollar is holding support, but is the dollar at critical support? That's the question. Yeah, today there's literally no trade inside of this range right now, guys. Really, there's nothing here. Not for me, at least, unless you are a hyper scalper inside of this range. Now, the dollar is not necessarily in a major zone, so it is interesting to see what happens with the dollar. It doesn't really look that strong, but I'm sure we're going to see another spike soon. Okay. Why chill music today? Because we're not in any trades. Okay. It's to lift your heartbeat, to raise the energy once we're actually taking some action here. But today is a bit slower. Okay. Hey Lorenzo, I filled in the form. Hope to be part of the 20. Amazing, man. Looking forward to see you inside. Let's see. We'll be reviewing every application right now. We're ready now. We're prepared. Not like last time. So we'll be reviewing every application, okay? So yeah, it's gonna be good. We're gonna deal with this properly this time. Okay. Yes. What I would love to see is actually a retest of the dollar, a little bit of strength from the dollar. So a push back up and see if gold actually does respond to this. Because it did not respond when the dollar came down. Let's go to the lower time frame and see where we stand, because yeah, we're definitely in some let's go to the 5 minute actually. Yeah, we're holding above that. We're actually getting rejected too. We're just holding above this area. I think if we would lose the 22, we lose the 22, we lose the 20, then I think there is going to be some squeeze towards the towards the downside. That means that the dollar will probably be above this level as well, and hold above this level as well here. I still prefer to buy in the minute and see this as some sort of higher time frame support, and then for the reaction again, I still prefer this. But yeah, could it be that if we lose the 20, that we actually continue to drop and you know, get a quick scalp or something like that? I don't know. We'll see what the dollar does here. Doesn't look super overwhelmingly strong right now. Yeah, for all the new people here, if you guys don't know who I am, I have been live trading for the past. I just one day decided, you know, I'm gonna stream on YouTube, and I actually had no plans of becoming someone online at all. I had zero plans of doing that actually. I actually always said I don't want to become like a YouTuber or something like that. It was not really what I wanted to do, but you know, I was actually just going live one day. I was like, you know, that's so cool. I'm just trading, doing my analysis, and I'm, you know, going live, and I expect no one to watch anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, it's kind of funny if someone maybe comes and we'll go back and forth, and we can talk about the analysis, my charts, for example, like that. That was truly the intention at the time. And then a couple streams later, I had, I had like 2 or 3 people, I know, watching me, including another account that was also my account. But then, suddenly out of nowhere, within one stream, I went from 2 viewers to 150 in one stream. Out of nowhere. And the rest is history. The rest is history. So yeah, ever since then I've been streaming, and we're now 500 streams further. And 50 of the latest format, which is built around this exact system. This trading system. And regardless of the market condition, even when the market is like this today, like I'm still want to show up. I want to show my dedication, because it's not only I don't think it's fair if I only would be showing up when the market is good, right? And that's it. When the market is trending and it's nice and it's clean, I really don't think that's fair to you. I think it's fair to be there consistently, regardless of the condition. and to make sure that we either learn and observe and always learn from any condition, because it's not always gonna be perfect. The market is not always gonna be amazingly trending, right? So I'm not trying to show you only the good side of trading, and I also try to lead you through the moments when the market is doing, when the market is flat or choppy, or when there are things news related, whatever the case may be. I think that's fair to you, and for me, it's a good habit to stay disciplined as well for myself. Yeah. So right now, though, like if the dollar is holding up and we break down, great. We might finally come down. But I say this all the time, and then we just pull back up again. Okay. But the overall climax is just fairly straightforward. The volume profile is just an incredible tool that you can utilize all the time. Okay. This is the whole week, the whole weekly range. We have been using the volume profile now. And actually, if you're in a range, this becomes super important, because look at the value high here. Okay, let me mark out the value high for you, so you see what I mean. This is the value high. It's the level where it suddenly turns dark on the top. Okay, this is the value area. This is where the more volume has been traded. 70% of the total volume in the range, the weekly range. Now, if you make this blue line, then you can see what happened today or yesterday. It actually respected the value area low yesterday. This is where we bought yesterday, remember? And it tapped into the value high, and then it got rejected again. And now we're in the middle. We are in the middle of the very low and the very high. So we're in the middle, okay? So the best setups and opportunities inside of the range will always be around the very high or around the very low, because you're inside for value. The moment we leave one of those levels, okay? So the moment we actually do leave one of those levels, the very low and the very high, that's when things become very interesting. And this is where you have to pay the most attention to the market, because this could lead breakouts, this could lead to continuations, but this could also lead to the biggest zones of manipulation, depending on where you stand, right? So if the price is, let's say, below the very low, and you see price ranging, but there is no follow through, that's actually more bullish, funny enough. Okay, you want to usually see the cleaner price action happening below the levels, or that follow through and that continuation, right? So yeah, that is interesting when you're in a range. When you're not in a range, it's completely different, right? You look at different levels, different ideas around the volume profile, different ways, the swings. Okay, so if you want to learn about this, you can learn about this in this section right here. You go to volume analysis, you click on the volume profile, and you go to the swing profile, for example, momentum based. Okay. And it shows you also potential entry models, things like that, execution models. And if you want to have actually access to the data behind it, there are a couple of links and also proven data and trades right at the bottom. Okay. You can actually see this too. Something like that, like a lot of examples from a fundamental perspective all the way down to the execution. So yeah, there's a lot of information in there if you find it interesting. All right, finally, we're seeing a little momentum here, volume here, but we have been holding up in the zone already for a while. But is this then going to be the follow through we're looking for finally? The breakdown, whatever the case may be here. Lorenzo, please pay attention to the last 15-minute 1 hour candle. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. You can see the hourly, right? We think every hourly candle will be the candle that breaks down and it will follow through here. But every time when we did, we got respected as well here. Consistently. We actually have some serious support here, by the way. That's the whole point about what we're seeing right now in gold. So Monday, yeah, Monday is apparently no stream, or no trading, because there is just the New York session is completely closed on a Monday. We have the Memorial Day. The United Kingdom has Spring Bank Holiday, and Hong Kong has the birthday of the Buddha. So we have a lot of, we have pretty much a flat day on a Monday. But I'm willing to come on the stream regardless to do some education for you guys. I will not call it live day trading stream. I will call it something different. I expect just hopefully a couple hundred people to come. Small stream and just go over some educational content. Answer some of your questions and actually take it from there, right? Why not? There we go. And we're pulling back up again, right? So we're still holding it. Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see if gold can actually break it, or if we're going to stay in the range. Let me get some tea, my friends. All right, so the dollar is reacting a little bit. Gold is not really following through like the dollar is doing as well here. So it seems to be a little bit less responsive right now to what we are seeing here. Oil is pushing up a little bit more. Okay. So again, we had that news drop. before the New York Stock Exchange open right now. Now we're holding that support. Pretty much shows us that this might indeed be just a temporarily breakdown to take out some of the lows with oil and now to push back higher. So this could be that we'll indeed see a little bit of a follow through to the downside now for gold here. We just had some news here as well. US Secretary of State Rubio on Iran deal. We are not there yet. Okay, that means back up again probably, back down for gold as well. So we have a little bit of a compounding here. That shows us that yeah, some selling pressure might come in. You see it as well in the order flow right now as well here. Selling pressure is starting to come in a little bit. So you're at that support. We have been holding there since the pre-London. This might be the manipulation for oil right now at the bottom. So this might be the squeeze for gold that we need. All right. Yeah. Brandon, the world needs more people like you. Grateful what you are doing for the trading community. I filled out the 20 spot form. It is time for me to escape the matrix. I'd love to help others as well here. Amazing, man. I really like that mindset, Brandon. Brandon. Let me write you down. Brandon. Brandon Lamar. Brandon Lamar. All right, my friend. Yeah, lovely to see you. Okay. Yeah, I love it that you said I want to help others too. This is exactly what Rody is doing, what these guys are doing. Ken, Mahir, they joined us 6 weeks ago, and they're actually doing the exact same thing, helping others right now, at least the rest of the group. Awesome. Okay, yeah, this is the push. Can we break that support down gold, come down to our area of interest? That's what we want to wait. That's what we want to see, right? Can we actually break it, or is this going to hold again? Yeah, oil is pushing, so this could be the breakdown. Bro, do a giveaway. Yeah, this is actually the plan. Because actually Monday was the 50th episode. So I wanted to do a giveaway on a Monday. But now I realized it's actually a bank holiday. So it's probably going to be more of an educational session or an analysis for the week. Like a weekly analysis or something like that. And I think for the people that are willing to show up to that, I think that's extremely commitment. We'll do a giveaway. Yeah. So we'll probably not do a live trading stream because the bank holiday, right? The market is closed, but I will do like a weekly analysis, and then we'll do the giveaway as well. Yeah. Yeah, for the people who are new here and they're trading with us this week, to put it in perspective, this has been the trading week, okay? The only real momentum that we've seen was on a Tuesday, in my opinion. Because the Wednesday New York session was actually, was right here. Was right here. This was already way past, late at night for me. Similar to there. So this has been a relatively flat week in comparison to the week before. Even though we had some really clean setups the week before, last week, inside of the range. We had some really clean setup actually, but the price action was different. It's not the same as this range. It's a little bit different. Yeah. The week before we had a clear trend. Yeah, it's so impressive, guys, how it's holding up that support right now, right? It's so impressive how it is holding up right here. Yeah. So yeah, Monday, I think is a good time to do some weekly analysis, to also go over, I think, things like the process, strategy, your psychology, things like that. Things that actually really need your help with. Things that you need help with. Okay? Might be your psychology. Don't say too early that it's your psychology though. Okay? If you don't have an actual trading system or process. Okay? In my opinion, if you say I have a system or process in my head, that's not really still, in my opinion, a system or process. But maybe you have done it already so many times that you just locked in and you know exactly what you're doing. But in most cases, what a lot of people do is they say, you know, it's my psychology, it's my mindset, my psychology that's holding me back. But I'm like, yeah, okay. So if it's your psychology, then lead me to your process, your system. Like, how do you approach the market? And then we'll talk about, you know, what we're dealing with, right? And then they can't really explain properly what their actual system or process is. And then I'm like, yeah, but do you see how there is a conflict of interest there? It's hard to understand if it's actually your psychology. Then he say, yeah, but every time I do this happens. Yeah, okay, but how do you actually know that if you don't track that? Maybe it looks overwhelming, but maybe in the larger realm of things, it's actually not that much as you think it is. But in the moment, it is a lot for you. It might be in the last week that we were in a flat range and you didn't have the best trade. So does that mean that like gold is always bad? It's always trading difficult? No. In my opinion, it comes down to do you really want to become a trader? And if you really want to become a trader, you just really have to put in the work for it to get there. You have to do it. And I don't know how long, I don't care how long you've been trading. I don't care if you've been trading for 6 months, for 2 years, even 4 years. When people are asked, like, what is your aha moment, right? That was actually always, you get one answer, and that is the moment I started actually defining what my process truly means and is. And it's the most boring thing in trading, because trading is exciting, but everything around it is not exciting. It feels like it's a lot of work, and it's also hard to deal with the reality, okay? I'll give you one example. I had a journal before, okay? I had an amazing journal that I marked up, and my journal was completely green because I was in a winning streak. So I was just marking out my journal, and I was very proud of my journal. And I actually was looking at my journal all the time. I had it in front of my second screen. I was staring at it, and I was very proud to watch my green journal. And I could stare at it, and I was playing around with all the tools in the journal, and just like had a good feeling, right? And then I had a losing streak. And then the journal didn't really look that great anymore. And I kind of like removed the bookmark, or how do you call it? Yeah, the bookmark, right? Removed the bookmark. I kind of left it aside a little bit, or you know what? I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to refresh my journal. I'm going to reset it because now my strategy is optimized. So now I actually know exactly what I need to do here. And I'm going to reset my journal. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to start clean. Yeah? Now, I've done that for 2 years straight. So I hope you you know what the word wasting time means. But that is wasting your time. Yeah, truly. So if you recognize this, just understand that nothing will really change unless you truly do want this, okay? Nothing really changes. You could be trading for another 5 years and you could gain a lot more information again, but it will become so slow. Your process or your progress will be so slow. You could learn what you learn in 5 years in 3 months if you do it right. And I mean that. I really mean that. Now, oil's trying to go for it right now. Like I said before, right? We had that fake news move again. The manipulation was there. We took out the low perfectly, actually, and then it came back up again, right? And it held that support. And now we're trying to break it. Now, soon oil will become... We'll get into that resistance again. That is actually right now. Now gold is back at that level. So it's the moment of truth to see if there's finally follow through here. And if gold can squeeze down and break down right there. But yeah, let's see. A peace deal on Memorial Day is perfect. I bet you get a good trade on that day too. Interesting. Runner says, Mr. Soon to be bald. Hey. I'm getting a ridiculous amount of knowledge for free from just sitting and watching you at some days. I will be a trader and always thankful for people like you who are genuine. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and also what's going to happen here, in my opinion, it's gonna be probably hovering around a little bit again. But this is interesting already. Look at the breakdown, fully undervalued. What's the dollar doing? Dollar is pushing again, of course. Of course. Of course. Let me see what's going on. What is it on spot? Yeah, is it the 4,500? I think so, right? 4,500. 45. No, it's lower. Rebecca Forex, not necessarily. No, I'm just trading on futures now, but like I'm just checking a couple things because we are at weekly support. We're like at the higher time frames. I'm just trying to see if we can get into some longer trades on the side as well here. But yeah, I think this is now we're finally the move we were waiting for pretty much. Right, kind of making a big push. Let's see. Alexander van Kerkhoven, my friend, welcome. It's very interesting actually that a lot of people are saying that yeah, gold has to drop further. In my opinion right now, it's similar to yesterday. It was a lot of bearish sentiment. And yeah, I still think it's bearish in the midterm, but right now we are at weekly support. And we're trading in the very range, so we have to watch the very low. We have to watch the very low here. Okay? We have to watch to see what happens around the value area low. How are people, or how are traders interacting with each other around that level is something I'm very curious about right now. Yannick, I messaged you like 3 weeks ago on Instagram on how from you started back the streams I've rarely lost, and we have basically the same trading style. And I've been withdrawing every Friday from them. Wow, really? Yannick, congratulations, man. That's amazing to hear that. Even though this week, same for this week, because this week was a bit more flat than other weeks we had, in my opinion. But it's great to hear, really. Yes, it's probably, I need to check and confirm this, but it's probably the 459, it's probably the 4595, right? Uh, 459. Yeah, 4493 on spot. 4494. Okay. Oh shit. Man, MetaTrader 5 right now, since I started on futures, MetaTrader 5 feels like Windows XP. I'm not joking, it feels like Windows Vista. Who remembers Windows Vista? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Man. Okay. Yeah, dollar shooting up again. So that move, that news that we saw was a fake move. The fake news move. Yeah. Good night, Ivy. Take care. Yeah, the tip is this is MetaTrader on desktop is absolutely like it's nowhere near where it should be, my pin. But the app on your phone is so good, right? That's the difference. It's the app. It's the phone application that makes it better. Yeah, that's true. But yeah. Okay. Can we get to the very low, guys? That's the question of today. Can we actually get to the value area low? We're not that far away from it anymore. And how do we respond there is the question. Can we at least end the week strong? It's been a pretty flat week for me, to be honest, in comparison to the last, the last 2 months even. It was actually, it went pretty good. But it's this week that has been relatively flat. Monday ended with green. Yeah, Tuesday no trade. Wednesday, well, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday no trade. Wednesday a loss. Thursday, yesterday a win, but nothing too crazy like a TP1. So nothing special this week, to be honest. But this is part of the game too, right? It is what it is. Sometimes that happens too. So let's see if we can actually close the week strong. One good trade and we're good. Now we're pretty much flat. Pretty much at our around our break-even point right now. And it's also mainly because I've been working a lot throughout the day. I've been doing a lot of things for the group, etc. So I have not been really trading the Asian session a lot, or the London session. That was actually a mistake, because I should have definitely do that this week. But yo, priorities. Why your fan is always on, don't have an AC. The thing is, if I turn this fan off, okay, then my camera shuts down. That's not a joke. Then my camera gets overheated. I'm not joking. So yeah. Okay, Gold, what do you want to do? Why are you still not getting towards our point of interest? Where are you reacting from? The previous daily very low? No, you're not reacting from the previous daily very low. You are reacting from the swing point of control. Ha! I know it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I saw it. This is where we're reacting from. Okay, it's not worth an entry there, but I see why we were reacting. The reason why I'm saying it's not worth an entry is because even if I would take a trade on the flip, you will immediately trade inside of the range. And I think the risk reward is just not good enough. I have nothing against negative risk reward, by the way. There's nothing wrong with this in general, as long as you average out like positive. But like, just in general, I think you're gonna be, you're gonna struggle internally too much. So I prefer to trade outside of it. You got any Italian background? Yes, my father is Italian. So I'm accepted by the Italian community. Yes. At least in the trading industry, I'm accepted. I'm accepted by by Fabio, by Andrea Simi. All right. But I'm actually just how do you call that? A bastard. Okay. Yeah, so we are reacting from the point of control of this range. So if you take the swing low to swing high, okay, what you're gonna see is the point of control of the swing. So this is why we're reacting from this. There are a lot of trades that has been executed there. It's actually that choppy range from yesterday, right? Where we couldn't break it. We couldn't break that resistance, remember? When we were in our trade. Now that was around here. Now we're breaking. That's why I was saying it's not worth an entry there. Okay, nice little drop and a nice little push on a Friday. I haven't seen, by the way, today, this week, in the range. I have not seen a single session this week where New York didn't push the dollar up. Correct? Someone confirm that, please, for me. Ah, okay. Trader fully priced in a quarter point Fed rate hike by the end of 2026. Didn't you say this already 2 days ago? This was the exact same news. And then before that, I don't think the Fed should consider rate hikes in the near future. So what is it? What is it? Okay, finally. Well, that was a big push, by the way. What happened here on the 15? I can guarantee we're seeing a bubble. Yes, a big bubble, to be exact. A very big bubble. Look at that, the 146.70. A lot of things got triggered here. Immediate reaction in our zone. Immediate. Immediate reaction. Yeah. Immediate. That was a quick spike. All right, come on, show me that you can break it. Show me more selling and no follow through. Yeah, we can't really break this level yet, so we're still getting rejected at this this area right here. This is the level I'm watching now. Okay, that needs to break. And then it's a pretty safe buy, I would say, if you can break that. But yeah, this is a level of interest for sure. You see it, there's no doubt, right? The reaction by itself proved it already. Look at the amount of sellers that stepped in with. So much volume here. We haven't seen this the whole session. We haven't seen this the whole session. So this is where spike, major volume. And now the absorption. Let's see if it is able to follow through and break above the 03. And then I think buyers are back with these trapped sellers. And then I think it's pretty safe buys and then stop loss below the lows. Yeah, previous daily lows are still there. So I agree. They're still the previous daily lows. So if you don't reclaim this, then we might get there. But we're reacting. We are reacting. Yeah, oil is at the very low. that's why our gold is also holding that support a little bit, because oil is back at the value area low of that consolidation range. Yeah, so now we have the range. We have the major aggressive expansion here. Now we are at a very low, right? So now we are in an area of interest. Now it's about what is happening inside of this. Is there a lot of selling but no follow through? If that's the case, then it's worth a try. Definitely. Love that, actually. Love that reaction overall. But you can see where it's getting rejected, right? Still. It is right here in this area. Because in this candle right here on the 15, on the 5 minute, this is where the most volume was traded. So this is why sellers are holding that control there. Yeah, the reaction is okay, solid. But that break is a serious, it's a serious level. Yellow, as I'm looking forward to Monday's session. Yeah, I agree. I love that idea. Yeah, we're gonna do this on a bank holiday. We're gonna just go live. Yeah, no trading, not waiting for trades. No, just pure education. Do the weekly analysis, go to the market, etc., and do a full breakdown and help you with anything that you're struggling with, and just take my time for you guys to just be there. And then do the giveaway, right? Do the giveaway of our 50th episode. So yes, I think it's a good idea to do that regardless of the bank holiday. I don't want to skip the Monday this week or next week, okay? Even though we have Memorial Day, spring bank holiday, you name it. Don't want to skip it. Let's see. Very low, never disappoints. I always see freaking reaction from it. Always see some sort of reaction from that level, right? At least a reaction. But so far you can see that this level is holding up, right? This one right here. And that's why I'm saying that needs to break. We had like the same scenario like yesterday, same range, yeah, same bottom like before, right? Remember? Right here. Yeah, at that time we were really about buying and not selling, remember? So it was actually a good decision to buy and not sell yesterday. At least the buys was on point, relatively speaking, when the session started. We had the manipulation as well during the New York Stock Exchange open, and then breakout, and then the retest is where I entered again, remember? And then we had our TP there. After the first trade was a break-even trade. Could have hold on to the trade and just let it run. That was also a possibility, but yeah, it was a tricky one. But a lot of resistance here. It took a long time before it finally got recovered, or we finally broke out here. Way past the stream. I think it was around 1 p.m., which is around 1 a.m. for me. So I think probably around 2.5 hours later. I know, not buying the zone. No, I'm waiting for some sort of confirmation here. Even though like it is an area of interest, clearly, right? You can see how price is respecting, it's holding it. You can see that there's an absorption right now. It doesn't really want to break it. Let's look at the 4 hour real quick where we are. Yeah, 4 hours pretty much back at this same level. Same level from yesterday. Yep. Oil is getting rejected there, right? So it's super interesting area right now, this zone. Super interesting area. Do you also use the depth of market? Not really, no. I just specifically look at the footprint and the delta, as well as the volume below. How much volume is actually traded in each candle. It really matters, I've noticed. It really matters to pay attention to where the most volume was traded in the candle. It really helps us, or helps me with getting an understanding how serious it actually was. But you can see that we're holding that resistance here. We don't really want to break it, but we are getting absorbed, so that's good. So nice though, finally. It took some time, but we did come down. And we indeed did that pretty much, where oil took out those lows, and now it's below the range of where it came from, where it actually broke down. So is this a lower high? That's the question on oil. Will it be a lower high? It's holding, but it's not breaking. It's holding, but it's not breaking. You always want to see those sellers, though, those major sellers at the bottom. That's actually usually a good sign. It just shows that there was a huge absorption of sellers. I don't care what kind of sellers it was. Aggressive sell stops or whatever, but a huge absorption. Yeah, in case you're wondering, why are we reactive from this level? What is the level here? Why are we reactive from it? It's the very low of the week, okay? It's the very area low of the trading week, the whole trading week. All the volume traded in this range, okay? Measure it, and it gives you a level the very low. And it's kind of getting respected. So there are a couple entry models, actually. There is an entry model 1. Which would mean we would break the highs, actually. It's actually in the book. Funny enough, it's also order flow related now in this case. But it's actually in the book. It works like this. This is the entry model. Execution. Like a sniper right there. Okay. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3 break. Okay. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3 is break. Entry model 1. In this case, you want to break the 03, in my opinion. It would be great to break it and then see if we can get some follow through. The best trades are always usually going to be the actual trade themselves, like the reaction of oil. Pulling down and then breaking. But yeah, the best trades are usually the trades, in my opinion, where most of the volume is traded below and not in the middle, for example. How to get the book? That's an ebook here. You can download it for free. What is the tool on the right? That's the order flow. That's the XO charts. Okay. You type in XO charts. You have to pay for it. It's an additional tool. It doesn't cost a lot, but it depends where you're from. Of course, maybe it is a lot for you. But if you are, let's say, profitable, or you have already a good strategy or system, then this can help you tremendously. It can also make things more complicated for yourself if you don't know how to use it. So don't think that this is the holy grail. For me it is, but maybe for you it is not. It depends on your approach. All right, that's starting to look pretty good. If you can actually close above this, that would be very, very decent for you guys. Beautiful range. Let's look at the hourly real quick as well. Pretty good side, right, guys? From this level, from this zone. Let me know if you guys marked out the same zone. Yeah. If we can re-break it, I think we'll be willing to give it a try here, because that means we'll be breaking higher, breaking above the of that zone. We're actually already kind of absorbing this. This is not looking that bad. This candle has a lot of positive delta here. We're respecting it, so buyers are really willing to defend this. I think it's definitely worth a shot if you can respect the 4,500, guys. To be honest, gonna give it a shot. All right, I'm gonna give it a try. Can we squeeze up? I'm gonna give it a try right now. Let's do it. Yes, a little bit different today. Let me try it on this one. Yeah, overall, I like it. Overall, I think it's a good buying area. Let's see today. Can we finally close the week a bit stronger this week, guys? We deserve it, I think, on a Friday. What do you guys think? I think we deserve it on a Friday. Why did you change from pink to green on order flow? From pink to green. I don't know what you mean with pink. Pink to green, actually. What do you mean with pink to green? Yeah, at least at level, right? Yeah, something like that. Pink to green, I don't know. I have not changed anything from pink to green. That's for sure. Yeah. Why did we mark this out as a buying zone? Well, the reason is because of the... it's kind of like a low volume node. We're undervalued, by the way, against the dollar as well. We are back at that same level from yesterday. That same support from yesterday. Yeah, at the same time, we have a low volume node there. So what we do is we mark out the whole weekly range on a Friday, if we're in a range, okay? And then we look at the low volume nodes and the value area low, and it seems to be aligning right here. And we have been tapping into the same zone, and we had seen a reaction yesterday there too. And it's an important level to just pay attention to, especially if, let's say, during the New York session, right? We create a range and we manipulate, we break down, and we then see some sort of absorption kind of, you know what I mean? So that is kind of the, yeah, the idea. That's just, we're trying to see if we can respect and hold it. What do you want to talk about on a Monday? I think what we're going to do is we're going to just talk about a weekly analysis. Just going to your Q&A. No trading. And then Tuesday, we're back at the live trading from Tuesday to Friday. Okay? Something like that. If you have any questions, whatever, right, that you need, anything that you need help with, it could be even not trading related, whatever you want. We just show up and then we're going to do our giveaway. We're going to do our giveaway because it's going to be the 50th episode already. Episode number 50. We've been trading here for 50 live streams again, since we started again. 50 live streams, 50 times live trading. And I think we have done an incredible job together. I really think we have done an incredible job. I hope you guys have learned something also along the way. I really hope so. Yeah, this is that major level that I'm watching now. Okay. There we go. Can we now squeeze a bit higher? Can we just follow through here? At least get back to that high. Get a little squeeze out of it. Yes, I think we can. Because I see that absorption right now taking place. Looks pretty solid. I would say it looks pretty good. Okay. We deserve it on a Friday. We really deserve it, fam. We deserve it, in my opinion. We deserve it right now. Still sellers are still coming in. They're still coming in here. But they're not really doing much at the moment, at least. So we want to see if we can at least reach that point. Maybe retrace, maybe hold some resistance or break back above the very low eventually. But just want to see a bit of a squeeze. Can we do that, Pam? Yes. Yeah, if you took the actual limit, you're golden. But I took the entry model 1 in the book. But yeah, the range is it was a good zone. We kind of expected this already early on. Now the question is, are we going to see the follow through, or will it come back down again to test it, etc.? The sellers are still willing to come in here, so the closure will help us a little bit understanding what's going on in 1 minute. Are you on kick? I would love to sub. No, I'm not on Kick. I'm only on YouTube. I should be going on Kick, you know what I mean? Twitch, Kick, you name it. These subs, man. These freaking subs. $50 minutes for the hourly now. We still have time for the hourly to close. Yeah, we just want to see if we can actually squeeze here. When do we close this candle? 15 minutes? 1 minute? Yeah. We closed it, okay? We did close it. Electric World says, I'm surprised there are still people trading with EMAs and Bollinger Bands. EMAs are pretty good. I like EMAs on the higher time frame. If I'm swing trading, etc., it's pretty decent to understand what's going on. I must say. Bollinger Bands, I'm not really familiar with that actually. So I don't really know for sure what's going on there, but yeah. Come on, man. We've been really chilling here. We're trying to wait for the actual follow through. We just need that squeeze. It's not a big deal today. We're not asking for much. Just $1,000. Yeah, it's trying to really squeeze out. It's holding up quite well as well. But we really need to start pushing. We're already back at the range. I think we might make a pullback here. I'm going to close it right now. 1 second. Let me look at the final confirmation. The 15 minute. Yeah, we're still in our zone. Come on, buyers. Last chance to show me something. Okay. I'm gonna place a limit order on the pullback. Still $400. It's okay. All right. Yeah, if you actually bought from this buying zone, you actually had a better, and you were more aggressive, you actually had a better entry than I had. Okay? You had a better entry than I had. You had actually a very nice entry here. Into the very low, into the gap, the low volume node, etc., etc. For now, if we can pull back to the 4499 right here, I'd be willing to re-enter and go for another push, and maybe that will be the actual larger push that I will be looking for. Okay, quick scalp. That's it. If you entered already at the bottom of the range or in the range, then we're at the very low exactly, because this is where we closed above. Look how beautiful actually. Then that was a very good, very good entry here. Overall, the entry zone, the actual range, made a lot of sense. It's not only about the follow through always, right? It's also sometimes about the reaction itself. It matters. The reaction that we're looking for. Yeah, I would just love to see just a bit more conviction, also a bit more volume. Like a little bit more of a reaction, at least back down towards the, not the pink line, but like to the 99, let's say, right? I think there's a chance we'll get back down there and try and see if we can find that support there. One thing I learned is just not be greedy right now at the moment. Because it was already a very choppy week. I adapted. I adapted to the choppiness and just know when to take it. So that means silly confirmations, waiting for silly confirmations, not be too greedy, etc. And just scalp my way through it. Scalp my way through the week. And then other days, when I see, hey, the market is running the way I want it to run and things are working in my favor, etc., etc., etc. I see the price action is smooth. I hold on to it. There's no way I'm going to scalp. That would be a waste. Right? We call that kind of dynamic management. Dynamic risk management is to be very adaptable and not be fixed to that one system, that one single management system all the time. Yeah, we're coming back down, right? So it was the right moment to close it at that time. Okay, it was simply the right moment to get in here and to exit there. That's it. Yeah. I'm exactly in at the low. Should I stay on break even? I think that's a great level, man. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's actually good that you are. If you're actually in at the lows, like I said, then you can do that because you have a level in between. And that is this level that we're waiting for now, or that I'm waiting for. Okay? To see what happens around this level again and see if I can get in again and scalp again, right? That's the whole idea. Because sometimes I just, what I notice in these conditions, especially here, and I talked about it with the group, and I led them to a couple of scenarios. The reaction itself provides opportunities too. How many times are you in a trade and you get into like whatever amount of profit, couple $100, whatever, and then it comes back again. And then the amount of times that you could have just closed it and then you would made a bit of money, and then if you would calculate how much you would have actually made, it's crazy. Because we're actually hoping that every trade is the big move, right? So you need a system for that. At least this is what I thought about. I need a system for knowing when to close earlier and when to hold longer. And if I have that, then I know how to deal with it in scenarios. And it's based around the condition that you see during the week. So that's why the Monday is usually a really good day to understand and observe the market. And then on the Tuesday, you can kind of already sense the real indication of the weekly cycle. And that then allows me to think, okay, I will probably have a little bit more of a conservative approach. I will be more scalping this week, right? I use the same zones, same levels. Nothing changes about my strategy, but it's just like my management is different. Okay? So the zone will always be the same, but there is going to be the zone, and I'm going to see the zone. I'm going to think this is going to go, and then we're going to go there this session, right? Because you can see how clean price action is. Other days I'm like, okay, we're getting in here and we're getting out there, or we're getting in here and we're just scalping our way in and out. It totally depends. So for now, like I said before, I'm waiting for the 99. Okay, Pereira, I've done 3 trades today where I haven't taken partials, and they all hit my break even. Damn. Okay. Yo, I need to give some juice before these drops come then. Give you some educational content, some motivational context, and then the drop comes. Yeah, I need to remember that one. I'm gonna remember that one. That felt good. That felt good. Yeah, a bit slow up today. A bit slow. This was a quick push, but it was not my strategy, my setup. So this is the setup. Let's see if there is follow through or a retest at least. Regardless, the zone is what matters. The area of interest, the point of interest, we call it. Yes. Yo, Lorenzo, I signed up for the 20 and I already got a message from Sergio. Then it's your lucky day, my friend. If you got a message from Sergio, then it's your lucky day. Because that means that it is correct. Sergio is indeed one of the guys in my team. Exactly, yes. Yes, that's awesome, man. Then you filled in the application with hopefully some context. At least that's what I assume. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I think these 20 spots are gonna go out quick. Okay. Like I said before, we had 15 spots open. This was my pilot. These are the people in our pilot. We have Ken. Welcome to the call. Amazing to have you here. You were one of the first members of the gold hybrid trading system, the pilot. So nice. Shout out to Ken, man. What a nice guy, by the way. What a nice dude. Yeah, man. We reopened today for only 20 people because we had 200 applications when we had 15. Now we have 20. And maybe in 6 weeks we do that again, and we build the community really slowly with a lot of quality over quantity, right? So if you're serious about learning about this system, the variation, the order flow, you know, get access to all my tools, the indicator as well, the complete process, and you have some experience already. You don't have to be an advanced trader, but you are a beginner and you're looking to trade your trading full time. So you want to go from part-time to full-time. That's your ambition. Then this is something that might be interesting for you here. You can click on this link, fill in the application. Takes you around 6 minutes, okay, roughly speaking, to do that. And then we're gonna go through it this weekend. We're gonna go through the application this weekend, and then we'll get to a conclusion by the end of next week, I think. And then we'll go from there, and then we'll be closed again. All right. Yes, sir. In the meantime, 4499. That's what I'm waiting for. So let's see. Okay. Any reaction? Anything in terms of news? I don't think so. Do we have some news right now? Live. Trump participates in Kevin Warsh swearing in ceremony. Is that so? Is that so? Is that happening right now? Is it actually happening right now? Yeah, I think it is. I think it actually is. He's not live yet, so we might see a little bit of volatility actually. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What about Florian? What if I received a message from Florian? Yes, these are the two guys, Sergio and Florian. So either you get a message from Sergio or you get a message from Florian. Okay. Make sure. Yeah, that's it. Okay. 4499. I think we're coming back here. I think it was the right moment. It was the perfect time to close that setup right here and not be greedy, right? At that time. Correct. It was better to just get in, get out, and wait for the pullback, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we do have to pay attention to this, like, worse thing around the Federal Reserve, of course, because this is going to be... The market might get a bit volatile, to be honest. So pay attention to this, okay? You guys probably already know. It's about the Federal Reserve, etc., etc. You never know. But anyways. If you entered at the bottom here, or you entered actually in that zone at that level that we talked about, the 97, you're in a pretty good spot to put your stop loss on break even already, because you are actually above another level, which is this level, the 99, and that is actually a good level right now. So that means you're in a pretty good spot, I would say. You don't think the market is still bearish? Yeah, a lot of people are saying this. I mean, in general, yes. Right? The dollar is not weak. Oil is not weak. But we have been in a weekly range. Okay? And we are at weekly support, right? We are at weekly support. We have been at weekly support. Okay? We are at weekly support. The dollar is in that, what we talked about, daily resistance, right? Consistently, every freaking day today, or every day of the week, sorry, we haven't been able to close above it. We're constantly in that resistance. We're fighting that resistance. We're holding strong. We're not breaking it yet. Okay? Oil is not looking that strong. We are in that resistance on the weekly time frame. We couldn't break it. We're getting absorbed. We're now at some support, but we're not looking strong, right? Right now. So, you know, for gold, it's the other way around. Gold is actually in the higher time frame, weekly support right now. Look at that. So for that reason, I would say you can try to short into that support. You can try to short hard into that support, or you look for these absorptions right now that you see here. Okay. And I think this is where you can have these nice scalps, nice opportunities. If the market is clean, you can actually get into really good trades and actually hold on to the trades as well. If the market is a bit choppy, like it is now this week, it has been really choppy overall, right? It still provides good scalping opportunities. Hope that makes sense, my friends. Is that the manipulation that this is the range? Now we see the breakdown. This breakdown was during the New York Stock Exchange open, this candle, and now we're holding support. So it is a very interesting moment for gold, that's for sure right now. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you understand why we picked this exact zone. And it has to do with a low volume node, okay? A low volume node. Inside of the volume profile, there are moments with low volume. And inside of a level like the very low, this area was a zone of interest. And then you can see that we kind of picked that zone and that level, and we got respected. We respected it yesterday. We actually bought here yesterday too. And today again. So why is this not a buy yet? Yeah, we already bought. We already took profits even. I hope you saw it. If not, go back into the stream. But if you say, listen, I like it, I want to hold it, man. It's up to you. Everyone trades differently. I'm just giving you the best ranges, the best zones. The way we interact on those levels might be different for anyone. But I'm just here. If price would come back to the 99 for me, that would have been perfect for me. For a second setup. But yeah, that's the overall idea. The thing on oil is the following. Oil has been ranging and we tapped to the very low, right? So that was also another confirmation. Another confirmation was that we had the very low and the undervaluation right there, okay? The undervaluation right there as well, okay? So this is exactly what we actually wanted to give you guys, is that understanding of where is that support going to be today? The real support, not the fake support like here. Okay, that was the fake support. This was the real support. Yo, Lorenzo, I signed up for the 20 as well. Amazing, man. Let me know if you guys want actually this session on a Monday, by the way, where we go through the weekly analysis and through the educational content of this as well. I will just go through the market. I will show you the process a little bit, lead you through the things that we're doing here on the stream. The reason why is because Monday is a bank holiday, so there is no trading. Okay, the United States, the United Kingdom, they're on a bank holiday. China, Hong Kong, the birthday of Buddha, right? Whatever. You can just see that it's in general just a bank holiday. So what we want to do is we want to do like a analysis, right? A weekly analysis right there. And then actually go through the process, give you guys some educational, really focus on the education a bit. Live, of course. And then do the giveaway as well, because that will be episode number 50. Episode number 50 already. Wow. So we're going to do a giveaway as well on a Monday, okay? For the people who are committed to learn as well. Makes sense. An extra incentive for the people who are willing to learn. Because it's not only about trading, live trading. The live trading is then Tuesday till Friday again, right? And I hope the market will actually be a little bit cleaner next week, to be honest. Because this is a lot of chop. Okay? And I hope to see a little bit more... a little bit more cleaner movement. So like a little bit more, it can't be choppy, but at least the moves within the chop, within the range are cleaner, right? There are moments in the range when the market is choppy, like this range this week, but there are also ranges where the market is really clean. That's a different story. That's a different way of looking at it as well. It also requires different management, in my opinion. Okay? Yes. It did reach into the level, so this will be, if you are still in that trade, it will be a TP. A TP point if you held it. It, in my opinion, is a TP point right here. Okay? Like I said before, this is why we marked it out as a TP area. Okay? Right there. Oh, right there. Yeah. Right there. That TP area. Oh, I thought I marked it out here too. I did not. I did not, sorry. Not a MetaTrader, at least. Yeah. Cool. Amrit, hello, I'm a new subscriber. Amrit, my friend, welcome. Where are you from? Don't tell me you're from Fiji. How many trades do you take a day? It totally depends. I mean, this session, probably not as many, but in general, a couple trades a day, okay, keeps the doctor, the financial doctor, away. All right, beautiful reaction for you guys. Oil is pulling back a little bit. Look at oil, look at the dollar. Well, the dollar is definitely slowing down again and again. So gold can make its move today, guys. It's my first time to trade. I have $10. There we go. You need to start somewhere, my friend. I don't care if you start with $10. I don't care if you start with no money. I think it's not about the money, actually. I think it's more about the learning experience and the skill set that you build. I think money follows after. I think actually when you trade, I think too many people are too obsessed with the money actually at the beginning. I think that is actually one of the biggest mistakes. And it sounds so ironic to say that because it's about the money, right? It's about the money, I get it. You want to make money, but like... interesting enough. It's not just only about the money, right? Interesting enough. Especially at the beginning. So you're doing great showing up. I think it's a good choice for you to do so. Yeah. These sometimes it takes some profits here. Why can Kevin Wars swearing in could present some volatility? It is true. I don't think he started yet, but it is true that we're might see some volatility soon. So yeah, be aware of that. I agree. Yeah. Hi Lorenzo, might be a good idea to bring a woman on board the group too. Well, the thing is, we have a woman in the group already. Okay. We have 2 of them actually. So yes, we have 2 women in our group that we just started. It's not just for men. Clearly not. Master says, for me, the psychology and your discipline, that's why I watch you every day. Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, once those conditions are going to change, man, watch what happens. Watch what happens. Doesn't even have to be... I love range trading. I have no issues with trading ranges. Okay. The main thing is the choppiness around this. Allows me to just be a bit more aggressive when the market is clean and a bit more conservative when it's not. Lorenzo, thank you for everything. Question, I've accidentally, left a buy order at 4497. 4497. And now I am minus US $300, which is 1/3 of my account. Should I close it or hope for it to go back up? So he entered where, you said? The 4497? then you are in then you're supposed to be in profit actually right at our area of interest for 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. You know what I would say, and this is always an annoying situation to be in, right? Because imagine you're being in a long here. Okay, you're actually in a long setup right around there, right? And then your question is here, do you think I should close the trade? Now I'm in a loss, 1/3 of my account in drawdown. The thing is, I hate to give you that answer when you are at support now. You know what I mean? Because usually I would say if you're wrong, cut your trade and move on. But now you reach such an important level that I'm like, yeah, if you can survive this right now, at least wait for some sort of reaction. You know, some sort of pullback opportunity that you have right now in front of you and see where it takes us. So yeah, what can I say? Are you able to put your stop loss below here? Is that possible for you? Right? Because we know there's the importance of this zone. But again, I don't like to give you advice because the fact that what you should do in this situation, because you entered there at the top and you are now in drawdown. It's a very tough situation to deal with, an annoying situation to deal with it. And we've all experienced it before. But now you're at support. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're now at our zone, which we talked about. And it's like, yeah, the chances of it holding potentially, even when we pull back here, there is a chance you will. Okay? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. So good luck with your trade, man, and hope price will turn around and will actually get to your entry again. But if you are getting rejected, and this is the last thing that what I would say. Let's say you get up here a little bit more, and you get to, let's say, the 40s, and it really starts to struggle here. Okay, then I would cut your trade. That's what I would say personally. Okay, if you say I'm entered here and now you're at weekly support, so now I'm like, yeah. The reason here closing would actually be not that, smart. Because what if you just hold this level now, right? But if you get up again and you actually go towards the Asian London highs and you start rejecting here, I don't think it's a bad idea to close it. That's my personal. That's what I would do. Okay. But make your own decision. Make your own decision there. Okay. That's what I would do, at least. Yeah. Absolutely. Abhishek, long way of came. My first encounter with your YouTube was during the time of the first edition on LTA. Still have that beautiful piece of information. Learning a lot from you. Amazing, bro. Yeah, the first book and the second book, they're similar, but the second is a bit more advanced. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. All right, I think that was in essence the move here, guys. I think I gave you guys enough support, hopefully, for today's session. It has been around 2 or 3 hours again. What is going on today? The last 3 streams have been longer than 2.5 hours, which is usually the max, 2 hours, to maximum 2.5. That's the limit. We're already streaming for 3 hours ago. Okay? Let's do it one more time. Let's give you guys a big warm analysis breakdown here, okay, of what we're seeing on the charts, where we're currently standing, and why this was a good area of interest. Okay. If you are new to the volume profile, this is just my number one advice here, is to really pay attention to the volume profile and really learn about it, because it just gives you such good insights. You don't necessarily right away need the order flow for the ultimate, but I think the volume profile for you is a really good start to get familiar with how we look at the market. Okay. And you know, one of the things that I would recommend to look for, if you just see it from this perspective, okay, if the market is ranging, then every piece of information on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday becomes more and more valuable. The more information you have on the chart, the more orders were executed at a similar level, similar price level. So the more you want to be able to know where those orders were executed and how those orders were distributed. So this is why we use the volume profile. We can measure it with the volume profile. We go and we measure the whole week. And we can see, hey, the value area low right here. This is called the current weekly value area low right there. That is an area of interest. I don't have to give you all the details of why, but it's the value area. It's an important level. Okay. You mark it out. I marked it out as the current weekly because it's from this week. And we take it back and look at that, right? Look at that beauty. Okay. That is a beautiful example of how the value area low gets respected. Okay. Now, this happened yesterday too, by the way. Okay. This is why yesterday, same mindset, we wanted to buy here. Okay. Now, that is a level that we look at every day, and every day that we're in the same range, we get a little bit wiser because there is more volume traded. Matter of fact, around, okay, 502,000 contracts to be exact. Okay, 502,000 contracts to be exact this week on gold. Okay, at least gold futures, the main mini. Okay, 502,000 contracts. So that is a lot of information, and you can use this in your favor by understanding it. So that is kind of the way we look at it from that perspective. Now, at the same time, what was another reason to look more for buys, in my opinion, when you're there at that level? Now, look at the dollar. The dollar is still in that resistance, right? Higher time frame. We are unable to break it. I'm not saying the dollar is weak at all, right? But we're not breaking it, right? Oil, weekly resistance. We're not breaking it, right? If oil comes down and it's weaker or is operating in resistance and gold's operating at support, yeah, it makes sense. 1 + 1 is equals 2, a little bit, correct? So you have gold here, okay? You have oil here on the 15-minute, all right? We look at oil, and you can see that when oil was dropping aggressively right there at that resistance, okay, what was happening with gold? We shoot up, okay? But this is something that we look at as well, right? The dollar, oil, etc., etc. If they are resistant, the chances of reacting from a level like that is just great. And then you can see in the order flow exactly, if you want to take it a step further, okay, how are people actually interacting here? You can see a lot of sellers came in, but they didn't got anywhere. They didn't really got anywhere. That's in essence what you really want to, what you actually want to see. Okay, so I think that this is an important weekly candle, regardless for gold. Okay, a very important weekly candle for gold to pay attention to. Okay, and at the same time, we are bouncing from that support. Now, let's just see how we develop here, because if you just remove everything for a second, okay, and we go to the gold chart, let's take the gold spot chart, okay, then you can simply see that we are in an area of demand right here. And we have been constantly reacting from that demand zone on the higher time frame. Look at that, right? Constantly reacting from the demand zone. Every time when we tap into this, we hold it. So either we lose this momentum, or we manage to close above the highs and we look for the follow through. Okay, the best way of looking at it, in my opinion, is you take the weekly range one more time, and you take the volume profile, you take it from the Monday to the Friday, and if you then break above, okay, the value area I, where you got rejected actually this morning, okay, or this evening, depending on where you're from, then I think you have a big chance of a breakout, right? A follow through confirmation. This is where gold can really thrive. If you break above the 4553, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot trade from this area, okay? And look for longs, because you're still at support, okay? You can still do that, of course, all right? But it's just important to understand that inside of the range, you might endure still a lot of choppy behavior. So you don't want to be too greedy. You don't want to really be too aggressive and hope that every trade you take is the breakout trade, okay? Because you don't really know that before. And the amount of times you get into trades and you are in profit and it pulls back again in these ranges like right now, this week specifically, yeah, this is something that that happens, that you got into trade 3-4 times this week, you were in profit and then back to your entry. You were in profit and then back to your entry. So yeah, all this makes sense, guys. I'm not being too greedy for myself this week. If the market could shift a little bit, I will be more and more greedy again, more aggressive as well. Like last week, we were a bit more aggressive. And then you say, ah, but last week we were also in a range. It's true, but it was just cleaner inside of the range itself. That's the difference. So I have nothing against range trading. It's about the actual, the overall way it's operating within the range itself. Okay? All that makes sense, my friends. So you can take a lot of trades inside of this, but make sure to take profits. And I hope you understand why this was a buying zone today. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you guys. So anyways, I'm going to leave the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. Okay? Monday will be an educational session, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway on a Monday for the people who are committed. It's not going to be live trading because the markets are closed, but I'm going to be giving you guys some educational content if you guys are interested in that. And we're going to do a giveaway in the 15th episode of the live day trading stream. And yeah, man, I have been enjoying you guys, and all the people that are currently still on work, finish your freaking work, get to your home, go to your laptop, do your analysis for next week. And you can chill for a couple days, refresh your mind, and get back to freaking work next week. Okay? I think that makes a lot of sense, my friend. All right. Last but not least, I'm gonna say it one more time. One more time. Okay? 20 spots. We are seeing right now the applications coming in already here. Okay? Pay attention to this. This is going to go quickly. Okay? I'm going to allow 20 people in my group, 20 people with me, 6 weeks, my exact strategy, my exact tools, the indicators, the order flow, everything. And a one-on-one call with me as well on top of the 6 week plus live trading sessions, privately. Yes, here's what you learn. Here are all the people from our first group, our pilot, which happened last 6 weeks. And this is your moment to fill in the application, and then you're not going to hear about this for a while. Maybe a little promotion next week, but that's it. And then we're going to be working and grinding for another 6 weeks straight. And that's it, okay? You can click on this link right there. That will lead you to this page. You fill in the application. It will take around, I would say, 6 minutes or something like that. And then we're going to be moving forward again. For the rest, if you're new especially, just enjoy the live streams and download my free book. And learn about the volume profile. That's the beginning. That's where it starts. That's your new journey. That's where your beginning is. Okay? All right, man. Have a great weekend, guys. I really love you guys. Love the chat. Amazing energy with you guys always. And let's enjoy the weekend together, man. Okay? And enjoy the rest of the trade if you're still in. All right. Thank you, guys. Peace out.